Ira was my attorney during my accident in 1985. I was working for New Jersey Transit Railway System, and we were on call that day to monitor the lines, make sure everything was correct. We got a call that one of the lights, one of the greens weren't coming on, the train couldn't move, and we had to go up and check it. We come to this section that's about 50 feet. My partner Sal was 61 years old. I was a young sprite at the time, and I told him, hey, why don't I go up there? So I remember climbing up, and I'm walking across, and something just didn't look right. And the last thing I remember is going like this, and that's all I can personally remember. And Sal tells me that there was a flash, that it arced, and it threw me backwards onto a section about 2 feet wide, and that I landed with my arms back and my legs across. And when I woke up, I was in the hospital, and I was in severe pain, and they were asking me questions a mile a minute, and I didn't have any answers for them. To the best of my recollection, I was in the hospital for about a month. Some of the greatest memories I have from this whole thing would be my attorney, and I'm not making that up. I was a young boy. I was going through a lot of pain and suffering, and he was a stabilizing factor for me. Not only did he talk to me about the case and tell me what he was doing, but he was also concerned about me. I can say that honestly. He would constantly ask me how I was doing. He would constantly try to make sure that I was on the right track, try to make sure everything was going good for me. He wanted to know if I wanted to stay in the north or go back down south, would that be better for me? And he helped me make, because I didn't have the funds, of course I wasn't working, he helped make sure that I could do all the things that I needed to do on a daily basis. And I was glad for that, I really was. The financial settlement, it makes my life so much easier, of course, because money is one of the biggest worries of everybody. And the way ours was structured, I get paid for the rest of my life on an annuity. I got a large check up front, and then Ira set it up. Wonderful the way he did it. So I have a guaranteed income. No matter where I am in the world, no matter what I'm doing, that check goes to the bank every month, tax-free for the rest of my life. He broke the mold, as far as I'm concerned, on my view of attorneys. And I talk about him more than I ever do the case. I was just blown away by how many people they had on their side to fight this thing. I kind of felt at that point, Ira was my David, they were Goliath, and I was the rest of the guys sitting back behind the hill just watching the battle, hoping that my hero wins. There are many a times that he called me, and not just as an attorney, but just to see if I was all right. It makes a lot of sense to me to say that it is personal, because I'm sitting here after 23 years of knowing Ira, and I still consider him not just my attorney, but my friend.
At the Maurer Law Firm, we understand that when you've suffered a serious injury, you're confronted with a number of serious concerns. You're out of work, possibly forever. You have a mortgage payment, car payments, a family to feed, and you don't know if and when you're ever going to be able to earn a living again. I help my clients rebuild their lives. That's what makes it worthwhile to me.
I was happy I did trust him. I've never walked in Ira's office and felt like it was just a business meeting. He seemed to be more concerned that I would make it through all of this okay, because, to put it bluntly, I went through hell, and he wanted to make sure that I came out the other side of hell. If someone ever has a terrible situation like I went through, I recommend that they get Ira any way they can, call him, write him, contact him in any way. I guarantee they will be satisfied and they'll be happy. If I'm saying it, I mean it.